Seattle Seahawks begin their 2025 preseason in dramatic fashion. That is, it ends on a blocked field goal. And so this Pete Carroll return ends in a 23-23 tie between the Seattle Seahawks and the Las Vegas Raiders.
Be on silent cadence. Just told the team, look, you never want to tie a football game. It kind of stinks, but a lot of great stuff on both sides of the ball, special teams as well. Guys got our attention. We can go through all the guys, but we're going to watch the tape to evaluate everybody. But I thought the effort was tremendous. That our vets, especially the guys that didn't play, were awesome to support. And we said those two penalties were Costa doing business. We'll be better moving forward. But just great to see the enthusiasm. And obviously, we want to be able to close games out in the fourth quarter. So both sides, this will be something we'll look at, and a lot of stuff we're going to learn from too. As a coaching staff and how we operate, and as players as well. So solid start. Can't wait to watch the tape. And again, I keep saying this every week, but it's a big week coming up ahead of us here, and looking forward to the next game.
I had the injury last season, so it's kind of been a while since I've been on the football field. So finally getting back on the football field and doing what I love, feel great.
Can you take us to the touchdown?
Yeah, it was something that when I first did it, I kind of messed up, and I kind of talked to myself, dialing in on that, specific play and concept, and Drew and I, we executed on a high level. It was a great ball, and just kind of just let the rest take over. But Drew put that ball on money, so it was good.
It was great to be back out there for one. I know the guys around me played their butts off. It was fun getting into a game with Coos, and training camp practice to get a couple non-scripted periods. So it was fun to kind of get in the flow, get in rhythm. Man, we did a great job on that first drive. Got to take care of the ball. I felt like we handled our business out there. We drove down, got points. I think it was 16 or 17 in the first half. I got to make plays. We were able to run the ball, which was huge. We played pretty well in that first half. Guys were making the plays, and when the opportunities came to them, that was, what you preach to everybody in preseason. The guys that haven't played or getting their first couple of games, if you're going to get opportunities, it's just what you do with them when they come your way. And I thought guys were making the best of them.
Getting out there. They showed out all the effort all night, and I'm excited for those guys and what's to come for them.
11 of us, completely, and that's something that's special as an offense. When we're on the same accordion, you can do a lot of special things, and it's about building on the play before that and stacking good drives. That's the important thing when you regroup on the sideline is how can we be efficient, how can we take care of the ball, how can we advance downs, how can we communicate the best we can. And as we do that, that's going to push us to go on to have scoring drive like that. And so, it's preseason number one. You can't hang your hat on one game. And so now about regrouping, we have a great opportunity ahead of us with practicing. But it's just definitely something that we want to do continuously is just build those drives.
All right, so there you go. Some quick post-game interviews there. Try not to keep them too long, but some quick notes here. Gray Zabel, Anthony Bradford were your guards with Abe Lucas and also Josh Jones at tackle. And I think that's important because they played the first two series. That interior, Jalen Sandell was the center. And that five right there, the Seahawks rushed for 170 yards. And now, haven't seen those numbers. I get it's preseason, but you got to like that in terms of overall numbers. And also, George Holani showed that he is ready for prime time. 7 carries for 61 yards, and he had that dynamic 24-yard run there. And, they're going to need him. Ken Walker, obviously Zach Charbonnet, and then now Holani is there, and he's got Damon Martinez nipping at his heels. So I think that's going to be an interesting battle for the third place in the running back room and also fourth. And what you like about Holani and Coach, he talked about this. There's Mike McDonald that he also plays special teams. So, and Holani talked about that as well. And I would also say For me, Drew Lock struggled a little bit. I know he finished 12 of 22 for 147 yards with a touchdown and also an interception. When I say struggle, it's not the end of the world here, but he wasn't sharp at the beginning. The first drive he throws that interception, which is fine. I mean, he shows he's a capable leader and an able backup there, and if you need him to start, he can do that. And so it's okay, but I just had to nitpick a little bit. I think the defense showed that with Nehemiah Pritchard and also Josh Jobe each getting an interception. I think the defense is a little bit sloppy at times, but it's preseason. That's the whole idea. And what you like about this is that it's about teaching. Mike wants to put these players in these positions to make those decisions and see how they react. Put them in there, see what kind of decisions that they're making, and they did a good job. And lastly, speaking of making good decisions, Jalen Milroe, I think you saw the good, and as he continues to his running ability, he had a couple good passes. He led the team down there for a touchdown drive, which shows his leadership. And I got to tell you, I was so impressed listening to him in the post-game conference, just the way that his maturity and humble, and also, hey, we got to stack plays. I got to go back. I got to learn. We're going to grow. And I just, this is a young man to watch out for. I'm not saying he's going to start this year, but I was just impressed by how polished he is as a rookie. Torrey Horton as well. So really, overall, what I'm saying is that the Seahawks rookie class, 10 of the 11 players there showed out tonight, and you could see that they're going to help this team. They will make the team better, and some will start and others will be able back up. So as I said, it's 23-23, ends the Seahawks' first preseason game from Lumen Field in Seattle. I'm Masvidal Mario for the Cascadia Sports.net report.